Caracas, early 2000s. The sun sets over glass towers and crowded highways. Shopping malls buzz, billboards glow, and the country hums with confidence. From the outside, Venezuela looks like a success story written in neon. For decades, it wasn't just wealthy. It was energy royalty. A nation sitting on the largest proven oil reserves on Earth, even more than Saudi Arabia. People joke you could poke a stick in the ground and hit money. And for a while, that joke felt true. The promise was simple. Oil would make Venezuela unstoppable, a country too rich to fail. The golden engine. By the 1970s, petrodollars were pouring in. Roads, schools, megaprojects all built fast. Politicians made big promises, and for a time, they could pay for them. Venezuela was once richer than Spain or Greece. It borrowed billions against its future oil wealth, convinced the boom would never end. Oil became everything, over 90% of exports and most of the government budget. With so much money flowing, the rest of the economy withered. Why grow food or build industries when imports were cheaper? Economists call this the resource curse. When a country is so rich in one thing that it forgets how to do anything else. So when oil prices fell in the 1980s and 90s, the pain hit fast. The economy contracted. Poverty rose. Corruption deepened. Trust in the political elite collapsed. Out of that anger, a new figure emerged. A new leader, a new promise. 1992, a young paratrooper named Hugo Chavez leads a failed coup for the people. He's arrested, but on TV, he becomes a symbol of resistance. By 1999, he's president. Chavez promises a Bolivarian revolution, redistribute wealth, end corruption, and finally deliver prosperity. At first, oil is cheap. Then prices skyrocket in the 2000s. China needs energy. The world needs crude. Suddenly, Venezuela is earning record income. Chavez seizes the moment. Subsidized food, free clinics, education programs, public housing. Gasoline cheaper than water. Millions feel seen for the first time. Inequality falls. Approval ratings soar. To supporters, this is justice. But the country makes a dangerous bet. Oil will stay expensive forever. Power concentrated, warnings ignored. Economists warn the boom won't last. Spending is too high, savings too low, and everything rests on oil prices. Criticism is dismissed as sabotage. Chavez tightens control over PDVSA. Thousands of experienced engineers are replaced with loyalists. Production falls, maintenance lags, but high prices hide the damage. The state expands its reach. Companies face heavy regulation. Some are nationalized. Price controls are introduced to keep goods affordable. Short-term, it feels compassionate. Long-term, it's corrosive. Costs rise, prices stay frozen, and profit disappears. Companies stop producing. Shortages begin. Sugar, milk, cooking oil, then almost everything. To fill the gap, the government imports more. But with an overvalued bolivar, imports are expensive. Deficits balloon. Money printing begins. This wasn't just bad economics. It was the dismantling of democracy. Chavez, and later Maduro, captured courts, electoral bodies, and the legislature. Independent institutions disappeared. There were no checks left to stop the destructive policies. Inflation starts sprinting. But as long as oil stays above $100 a barrel, the crisis feels distant. The oil crash. 2013. Chavez dies. Nicolas Maduro takes power, inheriting a polarized and fragile system. 1 year later, oil prices collapse. Global supply surges as U.S. shale oil booms, pushing prices down worldwide. Government income is cut in half. Then again, there is no backup plan, no diversified industry, no savings, no cushion. Imports collapse. Factories shut down. Shelves empty. Instead of changing course, the government doubles down. Tighter controls, stricter currency rules, and more money printing. Hyperinflation arrives. when money turns to dust. By 2016, inflation is so extreme statistics become meaningless. People carry backpacks of cash for a single purchase. A chicken costs millions of bolívares. Banknotes are worth more as raw material than as money. The middle class evaporates. Savings disappear. Retirees fall into poverty. Hyperinflation doesn't just destroy prices, it destroys trust. From economic crisis to human exodus, as wages collapse and shortages deepen, millions face a brutal choice: stay or leave. Over 7 million Venezuelans flee, one of the largest migrations on earth. Doctors, engineers, teachers, families walking across borders. Hospitals run out of medicine. Blackouts sweep cities. Children faint in schools from hunger. A country with the world's largest oil reserves can't keep the lights on. Control, corruption, and a fragile pause. With strict currency controls, a massive black market emerges. Those with political connections profit from arbitrage. Food distribution becomes a tool of political control. The opposition wins the legislature in 2015 and is quickly sidelined. Protests erupt. Sanctions follow. These sanctions, especially on oil after 2019, cut the country's last financial lifeline. They worsened the crisis, but did not cause it. The economy had already lost more than half its size before they began. By 2020, Venezuela has lost more than 3/4 of its GDP, a collapse deeper than many wars. People adapt however they can. Dollars circulate informally. Relatives abroad send money. Street businesses price everything in foreign currency. The government quietly relaxes controls. Caracas becomes less chaotic than during the peak. Not recovery, but survival. A fragile pause after years of freefall. The echo of Venezuela. Venezuela's collapse wasn't caused by one man or one moment. It was decades of over-reliance on oil, corruption, polarization, bad incentives, and bad timing stacked together. It's a warning to any country that treats a single resource as a guarantee. That confuses a boom with a plan. That believes prosperity is permanent. Collapse builds quietly, until suddenly it's everywhere at once. A country once richer than Spain now faces one of the deepest economic collapses ever recorded. Today, the deeper questions remain. Can you rebuild trust after it's been shattered? Can an economy recover when millions have left? And can a nation built on oil imagine a future beyond it? If you want more deep dives into economies' histories, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Oh, and if you're curious about another crisis, watch this one next.